I was seeing some comments about how the Boston fans should handle their nemesis as the Celtics and Mavericks will get started on Thursday. Thursday sometime in November, I think, or either that or this Thursday. So everything's under the microscope, right? You know that. I know that. We all know that. Everything's being picked over. For example, the wisdom that has been dished out on basketball fan decorum, which I always get a kick out of. So if you didn't see this, maybe not. Former Celtic Kendrick Perkins has directed the patrons who will be in attendance at the NBA Finals on Thursday to, quote, leave Kyrie the hell alone. The former Celtic said, you're not the ones that have to go between those lines and actually guard this man. The poetic Perkins said, implying, obviously, even for the people in the back of the room like Tony in the Bay Area that are hammered, the implication is that Irving will be extra motivated by the hecklers and he'll prove the doubters wrong. All right, so let us discuss the question. The pundits advising the Boston fan to not boo Kyrie Irving, is this sound advice? So I've got skunk, taxi, and jigsaw puzzle. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a flamingo, which they're not, they're not pink by birth. They're pink by what they eat. But anyway, number one.
Number one. Number one. Number one. Number one.
One.
Number one.
So to answer the question, is this sound advice? It is advice. I would not put it in the sound category using the MALLER microscope, which is a different kind of microscope. This is both equal parts unreasonable and unnecessary to say something. I know that you have time to fill. I have 4 hours a night and a podcast on the weekend, so I know what it's like to have time to fill. I get it. I understand that. But Kendrick Perkins, to quote our friends in Australia, sounds like a bloody roo, is what he sounds like here. Tell me you don't know what you're talking about without telling me you don't know what you're talking about. Well, you can't say that, Ben. Kendrick Perkins played in the NBA for the Boston Celtics. He knows what makes the Celtic fan tick. No. Yeah. That's fine. Congratulations. You played in the NBA. But who knows more about fans than this show? We're the show by the fans, for the fans, all about the fans. And that's it. Period. Stop. And the reason this is terrible advice, right, this is personal. This is personal. This goes back years. Kyrie and the Boston fans have been at loggerheads since he told season ticket holders at a get-together in Boston that he was going to stay with the Celtics, only to conspire in the hallways of the All-Star game with his buddy, KD, to go to Brooklyn. All right, so this is personal. This is personal. And Kyrie Irving, who has been an absolute firebrand, they're having a big garden party starting on Thursday, and Kyrie is the skunk at the garden party. In this chapter of the book, that's the way it is. And Kendrick Perkins trying to tell the fans that you shouldn't do this, you're going to inspire Kyrie Irving, is a load of manure. Right. They're going to inspire. Okay, so that's true perhaps, but it's irrelevant. And the reason it's irrelevant, it's the NBA Finals. Are you telling me that Kyrie was going to treat this like a Wednesday night in November in a matchup against the Rockets? He's just going to kind of go through the motions? Come on. That's silly. It's absolutely silly. There is a much better chance, and I've looked into the future here, and I'm never wrong about this stuff. There's a much better chance that Kyrie Irving is so annoyed by the heckling, the rhythmic chanting by the fan, that he snaps. Right? That is much more of a possibility than Kyrie going out and averaging 45 points a game and shooting 80% from the floor and all that. Like, the fans can press his buttons. And we've seen Kyrie lose his composure and become unglued. He's human. And this is a volcanic situation. And the molten lava can go flying out of Kyrie Irving depending on what magic words are said by the fans in Boston. Now, page 2. Keeping the theme of the Maller monologue about Kyrie Irving during the copious amounts of research on this, read some comments by Kyrie that I thought were interesting from the last 24-hour news cycle. And this relates to Kyrie's activity in the Commonwealth as the Mavericks get ready to go into hostile territory to take on the Boston basketball team. So Kyrie gave the fans of the Green the number one international sign of love, the bird. The bird is the word. The bird is the word. Kyrie gave them the one-fingered salute after hitting a jumper in the corner. This was a couple postseasons ago. Now, my favorite Kyrie in Boston moment is when Kyrie wiped his dirty shoe on Lucky the Leprechaun. That goes back to 2021. You cannot mess with mascots. Do you understand? You cannot wipe your dirty, filthy, rotten shoe on Lucky the Leprechaun. I stand with mascots, okay? Now, Lucky the Leprechaun, good mascot. Not as good as Chuck the Condor, my guy with the clips. Not as good as like the Philly Fanatic or Benny the Bull or any of those things. But solid mascot. And Kyrie has such little integrity that he wiped dirt on Lucky the Leprechaun. Yeah. Okay. And we're supposed to be on Kyrie's side? Come on. And he admitted, the reason I bring this up is because Kyrie admitted that the fans got to him. That he said the crap, he lost his crap a little bit, although I cleaned that up. For some reason, we say crap, we can say poo. We can say a bunch of other words, but we can't say the S word. We probably could, right? I mean, I probably could say it. We're in the safe harbor. I'm captain of the safe harbor ship. No? Is anyone going to file a complaint because we say the S word? Really? No one's going to do that. No. Anyway, all right, whatever. So that's what Kyrie said. He said he lost his crap, if you will, crapola, manure, fertilizer, because of the fans in Boston. He then bragged in the same soundbite, he bragged that he is built for these moments. He said that he has a healthy relationship with the fans. He then, for some reason, talked about being a gladiator and just winning the crowd over at the Garden. So he was all over the place. So let's discuss the question on this part of the Maller monologue. Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving says he regrets giving the middle finger to the fans there a couple years ago. Thumbs up or thumbs down in terms of Kyrie being truthful. So I'm going to go thumbs down on this one. I am agnostic on this. I am not a believer, and here's why. I'll tell you why. Because we believe Kyrie Irving, what he's been doing the last month or so is performance art. There's an actor who's been dead for a long time. They made a movie about his life years ago. It was on a very popular TV show, which you can still find on streaming services somewhere. Taxi. This guy named Andy Kaufman was a comedian. And back in the day, he is, in my lifetime, Andy Kaufman is, people in entertainment say that he was the one guy that never broke character. That he was doing shtick, and whatever shtick he was doing, he never broke character. Never folded down. And I will concede that Kyrie Irving has been able to walk the line, keep his nose clean the last month and a half or so. But we have a lot of real estate to go. And there's water filled with sharks, just filled with sharks. There's all kinds of deadly creatures around there, and all it takes is one night where Kyrie shoots 2 of 10 in the first half, and the fans start serenading him with things, and he gets upset, and then he does something, says something, or all of the above, and then it's on, and then it is on. All right, the final point. We move from Boston to Dallas. That's Big D, where the Mavericks are hanging out on their way to Boston here for the hype train. Now, former NBA player, pretty boy Chandler Parsons. You talk about guys that got paid a lot of money to do nothing. Chandler Parsons, right up there. Whee! Anyway, now he's getting paid to give opinions because who wants to go out in the world and not know what Chandler Parsons thinks about things? So Chandler Parsons says that no one likes Kristaps Porzingis in Dallas. He said, quote, "They do not like Porzingis in Dallas. Luka did not like playing with him. There is an actual beef there," close quote. It's like Dr. Seuss. I did not like green eggs and ham. No. I did not like Kristaps Porzingis at all. I did not like him on the court. I did not like him on the bench. I did not like him in planes. I did not like him in automobiles. I did not like Kristaps Porzingis. I'm a poet, and I don't even know it. So where are you at on this one? Where are you at on this story that Kristaps Porzingis, the unicorn, hated in Dallas with his old team, the Mavericks? So I'm actually going to buy this one, even though I just trashed Chandler Parsons. I actually think this is accurate. I think this is absolutely accurate because if you remember the jigsaw puzzle, just in your head, imagine the jigsaw puzzle. Porzingis was supposed to be the one that put Luka on the launching pad, and they took off, right? Just like with Porzingis coming over there. It's like, I remember when they got him, I was like, oh my God, the Knickerbockers got rid of Porzingis. This is unbelievable. And Porzingis was the puzzle piece that was going to put everything together, and it just didn't fit. It not only didn't fit, it got wet, and then you dropped it behind the sofa, and your dog ate it. That's what I'm talking about, right? They were supposed to visit Casablanca with Porzingis on one side and Luka on the other, but instead, there was this overwhelming cosmic struggle that took place, and publicly they have played nice, and you never believe what people say in the media because they lie all the time, but privately, I'm going beer and gasoline. Generally speaking, beer and gasoline do not go well together. When you mix in fireworks, that definitely does not go well.